My name's Ethan Blake, 31, CEO of Blake Tech. The board told me I needed a wife. Apparently a young single CEO looks like a liability to investors, like I might cash out and sail around the world any minute. They needed me to settle down, a prop, a ring, a face that wouldn't embarrass them at dinner parties. She looked me in the eye, not the kind of quiet that says I'm waiting for you to talk, but the kind that says I'm actually seeing you.
So you want me to be your wife? You want to shoot you working out, in meetings, at galas? You want a perfect CEO image?
Right. She looked me in the eye, not the kind of quiet that says I'm waiting for you to talk, but the kind that says I'm actually seeing you.
So you want me to be your wife? You want to shoot you working out, in meetings, at galas? You want a perfect CEO image?
Right.
I'll shoot it my way, and you won't have a clue what I'm getting until you see the final product.
That look said, "You're going to regret this real soon." Day 1. She appeared in my office. Shoot me working.
What does you working look like?
Standing by the window, looking out, thinking.
When you stand by the window, your right foot twitches. You do that when you're nervous.
I'm not nervous and
When you're not nervous, your right hand goes in your pocket. It's not in your pocket right now. You're nervous. You spend all day watching people's feet twitch? I spend all day watching people. That twitch means you're performing. Your feet always give you away when you perform because they don't have to match your face. They just stand there. They can't lie.
So what did you get?
I got a guy performing, but I also got one foot that wasn't.
Shoot me working out. Investors like a CEO who works out.
And what does that look like?
Sweaty, focused, aggressive.
You frown when you lift. When you frown, you get those horizontal lines across your forehead. It looks like you're pissed. Investors might think you're mad at them.
So what do I do?
Next time you lift, think about something that makes you happy.
Like what?
Like the fact that you don't have to have dinner with me tonight. Contract says dinner separate.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means you relax around me. You relax around me because you're not scared I'll catch you looking bad.
You've already caught me looking bad 3 times.
3. Tomorrow will be 4.
So you're just going to keep shooting?
Until the day you stop caring about looking bad. I'm waiting
For what?
for you to do something imperfect.
Day 3. I attended a social dinner.
You're shooting me eating?
You're sneaking food. When you bit into it, your eyes scanned the room first, checking if anyone was watching. You ate fast, didn't even finish chewing before you swallowed. You were terrified of being seen.
Can you post that one?
No, this one's for me.
What are you going to do with it?
Keep it to remind myself. When you're hungry, you sneak food. And when you sneak food, you look human. You don't need a wine glass to exist.
She didn't say you're not performing this time. She just looked. Then she walked off with her glass. I stood in the corner, still tasting that appetizer, and I realized I wanted a second one. She lowered the camera and looked at me. Day 4. She appeared again.
Ithamaya,
I wasn't ready.
you don't need to be ready.
I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah, you're drinking coffee. There's some foam on your lip. You wiped it with a napkin, with your left hand. You're actually right-handed. Use your left hand when you're nervous.
You're observing me again?
I observe everyone. But you bring something new every day.
In that photo, I was wiping my mouth, left hand, eyes fixed on the table. Didn't look like a CEO. Looked like someone who wasn't fully awake yet. But for some reason, that shot felt more real than any of the standing by the window thinking ones. What are you planning to do with these?
Keep them for now. When you're ready, I'll decide.
When am I ready?
When you looked at that photo and didn't ask me to delete it, you were already ready.
She put her camera away and left. The coffee was still on the table. I looked down at my left hand. It was clenching slightly. I let it go. Day 5. She snapped a shot right after my board meeting wrapped up. I slouched in my chair, tie loose, phone open to an online store page. I'd been browsing new socks. She'd shot me from the doorway.
This one's fantastic.
What's so great about it?
You don't look like a corporate CEO for once.
What do I look like then?
A regular human being, someone who buys basic everyday stuff. Investors trust guys who shop for socks.
You really believe that?
Absolutely. A man who buys socks isn't going to up and abandon the company overnight. Socks are a constant. You wear them, wash them, repeat. Buying them means you're settled, tied down to routine.
A genuine smile crossed her face this time. I could tell, because she set down the camera instead of staring through the viewfinder and looked straight at me. What are you staring at?
Your reaction when I said tied down. You didn't scowl, you were thinking I had a point.
I was not thinking you.
You furrowed your brows, but only because you were trying to come up with an argument to prove me wrong. When you're debating someone, your foot never taps.
So I glanced down, and sure enough, my foot sat perfectly still. Day 6. I found her in the break room, scrolling through her camera roll while I went to fill a water glass.
Take a look at this one.
It was me in the conference room, mouth half open, eyes heavy-lidded mid-yawn. I'd cut the yawn short, caught frozen halfway through. When did you take this?
7 minutes after you sat down. You hit that afternoon slump hard. Your first yawn hits at 2:07 p.m. sharp every single day.
I yawn at exactly 2:07 every afternoon?
Yep, 6 days straight. It might shift to 2:05 week. You mentioned you're trying to fix your sleep schedule.
You're tracking my sleep schedule now too?
I've noted it down. I can hang out in the break room early to catch that yawn next week.
Why even bother photographing me yawning?
Yawning strips away all your performance. You micromanage every facial expression for the CEO act, but you can't fake or hold back a yawn. Those unguarded moments show the real you. I'll see you around.
She left the break room lights on. I stood there, holding my water glass, glanced down at my watch without thinking. It hit 2:07 p.m., and a yawn crept up on me instantly. Day 7, I got an email from Maya, no written message attached, just a thumbnail preview of a photo. So I had no clue when she'd snapped it. I'd only napped 3, maybe 5 minutes. She'd stood in the doorway, taken the shot, and left without waking me up. So tiny text sat underneath the photo, Day 7. Asleep, you don't look like a CEO, just a person is far more interesting. So I stared at the photo at my desk, ready to fire off an email telling her to delete it, but I never hit send. So I saved the shot to my work folder and renamed the file, Day 7. That afternoon, I crossed paths with her in the hallway. You took a picture of me sleeping.
You saw the email then.
You shot me and didn't wake me up.
It's a great camera. Hard to resist a perfect shot. You were dead asleep. No one deserves to be jolted awake from a deep rest.
Why let me sleep through it?
You were actually resting, something you barely ever do. You look far more at peace asleep than you ever do awake. See you around.
I stood froze in the hallway, ready to tell her to rouse me next time. But I held my tongue. Deep down, I knew she wouldn't anyway. Day 8, she sent over her first batch of finalized shots. 3 photos total. The yawn, the secret snack bite, and me napping on the couch. So a short note tagged along. Week 1 of your perfect CEO brand portfolio. This doesn't fit the polished CEO brand we agreed on.
It fits perfectly. The genuine version of you is way more compelling than the fake executive mask you wear. You don't believe it now, but you will eventually.
So I never replied to that email. But I arrived at the conference room early the next morning. Once seated, I glanced over at her in the corner. Camera raised. Sit up straight, but I didn't force a neutral, composed expression. I pulled up the sock shopping page on my phone and kept scrolling. One quiet shutter click echoed through the room. I didn't look her way, but I heard it. Shorter than usual, just one quick frame before she set the camera down. That single click felt like a quiet acknowledgement. He's not hiding behind the mask today. So I sat up straight, but I didn't force a neutral, composed expression. I pulled up the sock shopping page on my phone and kept scrolling. So one quiet shutter clap echoed through the room. I didn't look her way, but I heard it, shorter than usual, just one quick frame before she set the camera down. So that single click felt like a quiet acknowledgement. He's not hiding behind the mask today.
Did you look at the photos I sent?
So day 9, she stood in the hallway with a coffee mug and called me over as I walked past. Yeah, I did.
How long did you sit there staring at them?
2 minutes, give or take.
2 full minutes. Normally you glance at a photo for 2 seconds and close it out. You lingered this time.
You track whether I lock my desk drawers now too?
I do. 3 times this week you locked it, all because you didn't want anyone catching you browse-nosing socks online.
I haven't locked that drawer 3 times. What's your point?
Then you saved the photos to your desk drawer and locked it shut.
You heard me lock my drawer from down the hall?
I was at the far end of the hall. The lock clicked loud enough for me to hear when you shut the drawer. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 separate occasions. You bought those navy socks, wore them 3 days straight, glanced down at them 3 times a day. They make you happy.
Stood there holding my coffee mug as she finished speaking, and she lifted her own. Black coffee, no sugar added.
No fake smile today. The corner of your right eye stays relaxed when you hold your mug.
What kind of smile did I have then?
Just a small, natural grin. No forced corporate smile, just you smiling for no staged reason.
Day 10. An investor dinner, 50 people. Before I went in, she was standing at the door with her camera. I didn't look at her. What are you shooting today?
I'm shooting which number glass you're on today.
Excuse me?
When you hold your glass, your fingers grip the rim. When you fake smile, you take a sip. However many times you lift it today, that's how many shots I take.
40 minutes into the dinner, she stood in the corner and took 4 shots. Lifting the glass, fake smiling, putting it down, clinking glasses. And after the clink, she mouthed to me, 17th. I didn't laugh, but my fingers loosened on the glass just a little. I didn't even notice. She caught it. After the dinner, she came over.
You lift your glass 23 times tonight. You actually 8 times. The other 15 were fake moves. You brought it to your MILFs and put it down.
You counted?
Counted. You fake smiled 15 times. You genuinely smiled twice. Once when you were talking to the head of marketing, he told some joke about a kid playing in water. And once when you raised your glass and saw a cat outside the window.
A cat?
Yeah, a cat. You smiled when you saw it. The cat was licking its paw under a street lamp. When you smiled, you weren't looking at the investors. You were looking at the cat.
Day 11. 3 in the afternoon. I walked into my office after a meeting. On my desk was a manily envelope. No name on it. I was sitting on the office floor. Not asleep, just sitting. Leaning back against my desk. Jacket off, sleeves rolled up, phone in my hand, screen lit up a shopping page. Socks. You're looking at socks. You've been looking for 7 minutes. You didn't buy them. You're waiting for the price to drop. I flipped it over. She'd added, while you're waiting for the price of CEO, you're like someone whom he lives has here. I sat on the floor and looked at that photo. I was indeed sitting on the floor. I was indeed looking at socks. I was indeed waiting for a discount. I hadn't noticed her at the door. She shot it. She left. She put the photo on my desk. That was all. That night I bought those socks. Dark blue, cotton. I sat in my living room wearing them. I looked down at my feet. I smiled. She didn't know. No one was shooting that time. Day 12. She saw I was wearing the new socks.
You bought them.
Bought them.
You're wearing them.
Wearing them.
You're happy.
How do you know I'm happy?
The way you walked in, 1 extra step. You normally take 13 steps to your desk. You just took 14. 1 more, you slowed down.
I slowed down because
Because you've got new socks on. You want people to notice.
she said that and went in. I stood in front of my desk. She was right. I did slow down. I did want people to notice. I don't know if she wanted to see it. She saw it. She didn't shoot it. She just said it. Day 13, weekend. She sent me a message, the first time she'd ever initiated contact. Just 1 image, a new photo. Me sitting on the couch, feet up on the coffee table, phone in hand, still on the shopping page. She'd taken it from outside the window, through the street light falling across my face. That photo didn't look like a cabutive. It looked like a movie still. I sat on the couch reading that message. I looked down at my feet. Dark blue, cotton. She'd taken it from downstairs. She was probably across the street, probably waiting for me to say, come up. I didn't. But next morning when I went downstairs, she was standing at the door, camera in hand.
What are you wearing today?
Dark blue.
I know. Same pair.
You even know I've been wearing the same pair for 3 days?
I know you bought 3 pairs.
Day 14, board quarterly meeting. I was on stage presenting numbers. Maya was in the back corner, camera raised. No shutter click, she had it on silent. I talked for 20 minutes, she took maybe 60 shots.
You said I think 11 times today. Last week you said it 16 times. You're down by 5.
You counted my I thinks?
I counted. You said it 5 fewer times. You're more certain.
How do you know I'm more certain?
Because when you were up there, your right hand wasn't in your pocket. When you're confident, your hand stays out.
You even watch where I put my hands?
I watch every detail about you, because you're my subject.
Just your subject? She paused. Then she looked down and scrolled through her camera. She pulled up a shot. Me on stage, right hand hanging naturally. It really didn't look like I was nervous.
This one's because when you said I think that you actually thought it before you were faking it.
How do you know I was faking it before?
Because before, every time you said I think, you'd blink first. When you're sure, you don't blink.
Maya sends Ethan a folder with 9 photos from their first week. All the cracks in his perfect CEO image. Can I post these?
Not yet. You owe me a fee.
What kind of fee?
1 pair of navy socks. The ones you bought yourself.
You want socks as payment? Material fee.
You're my subject. You pay the material fee.
That's not in the contract. Ethan orders the socks and sends them to her apartment. The next morning, Maya sends a photo, barefoot in the socks. The photos are his. Maya shows up in the elevator without her camera, wearing the new socks.
No camera today?
Today we shoot life, not work. What do you do at home?
Work, emails, and make noodles.
In a dress shirt?
I don't own anything else.
I'll get you something. Wait here. It's mine. Old, but it'll work.
That night, Ethan cooks in her hoodie, warm kitchen light. Steam rises.
This one's good. You're wearing someone else's clothes. You look like you belong to someone. Ethan stands on the balcony in her hoodie, holding hot water instead of coffee. He doesn't look like a CEO. He looks like a person.
How much for this one?
Free. It's a gift.
From downstairs, she watched him stand still for 5 minutes, without checking his phone. I was resting? You've been counting? The board wants proof they're a real couple. They need a photo of us together, holding hands, looking happy.
We can act.
You said acting was bad.
No acting this time. Walk over, stand next to me, look at me. When you do, you're not performing. You're just seeing me.
He walks over. She raises the camera. Their eyes meet.
This one works. You're not acting. You're just looking at me. Look at me and smile.
He smiles naturally, left corner first. He sends the photo to the board with a caption. This one works, because it looks like we live together. We don't even live together.
They don't need to know. They see the cup between us, the dent in the cushion, you in my hoodie. That's enough.
The dent, the cup, the hoodie. Every detail tells the story for them.
I didn't plan anything. You put it on yourself. That was real.
He falls silent. She's right. He chose to wear that hoodie. And maybe, just maybe, this isn't an act anymore.
The board wants you to post a warm domestic photo with your wife. Just take a shot of you reading on the sofa with a glass of water beside you. I don't need to be in the frame.
Then why call it a domestic moment with my wife?
Because I picked the glass. I left that book in your hands. That hoodie you're wearing is mine. Every single part of this setup is me.
You staged all of this, including me?
Exactly. You're sitting here reading. The glass choice, the book, my placement. My glow is clothes through and through. I don't need to be in it because I'm already all over you. Post this one. The board will see it and know you're no longer untethered.
You're that sure?
Absolutely. You're wearing someone else's clothes, reading someone else's book with someone else's glass next to you. Anyone can tell you belong to someone now.
Belonging?
Yes. You've got roots now. You're no longer the kind of person who can vanish without a trace at any moment.
I sent the photo to the board group chat. No one replied with a confirmation. But the next morning, my assistant told me the director's reactions were nothing like before. No frowns, just quiet smiles all around. Day 20. He's sitting on the floor, looking at my phone, the sock shopping page. She took it from outside the window again. Maya sent me a new photo. It was a shot of me sitting on the floor browsing sock listings, taken secretly from outside the window. Why did you take a photo of me looking at socks?
The corner of your left mouth lifts when you're happy. You had that little smile in this picture.
You took a picture just because of that tiny smile?
Yes, happy moments are rare for you. I have to capture every single one. Because tomorrow you cannot be smiling.
So you save moments for when I'm not happy?
Exactly. See, you could smile over something as simple as a pair of socks. And remember, you're still capable of happiness.
I sat in my office staring at the photo. I'd never even noticed that small smile myself, but she'd seen it and saved it. I saved it to my album in a new folder I named Socks. Day 21. I made a mistake. I accidentally sent that photo of me smiling at sock ordings to the board work group chat instead of the meeting noodles I'd meant to share. Within 3 minutes, 17 replies popped up. New sock color, Ethan? Working from home today? You look really happy. I didn't respond to a single one.
You sent the photo to the wrong group.
I know.
Everyone's replying.
I know.
They all say you look happy.
I know.
And they're right.
I stared at her message. She knew exactly what I was thinking. Knew I was second-guessing whether that hint of happiness was real. No questions, no unnecessary comfort, just a quiet, certain confirmation. I was happy. I screenshotted her text and saved it in the same socks folder. Day 22. I posted a new photo to the board group on my own accord. No polished CEO facade this time. Just me in that old hoodie sitting on the balcony with a warm cup of water in my hand. I captioned it working from home. No one questioned my casual clothes or my balcony workplace. There was only one reply, short and straightforward. You look human for once. Good sign. So they like the human version of me, not the CEO version?
Exactly. A CEO is cold, replaceable, and always one step away from leaving. A person stays. They like this grounded version of you because it means you're here to stay.
I was always going to stay.
Before, you stayed out of obligation. Now it's different. You put on this old hoodie, you let yourself have this ordinary warmth, and you won't want to let it go.
Day 23. Maya brought an instant camera to the office. She snapped a photo of me at my desk working. And the print, I looked down at the photo on the desk. It's too plain, nothing special about it.
Plain is perfect. Ordinary is what's real.
Why is ordinary better?
It doesn't exist. Only ordinance is genuine. The way you brown at doments or eyes, bite the pen cap when you're thinking. These little ordinary habits are the real you.
Why do you take photos of these mundane moments?
So one day when you look back, you'll see a real living person, not some polished, empty corporate symbol.
She left shortly after, leaving the instant photo on my desk. I stood here I was, frowning slightly, pen cap between my teeth, buried in work. I taped the photo next to my computer screen. Now every time I look up, I see this ordinary, genuine version of myself.
So one day when you look back, you'll see a real living person.
Day 24. The dinner banquet. She stood in the corner taking photos. Midway through the event, she walked over and handed me a glass of water. I'm not thirsty.
Yes, you are. You just licked your lips. You do that when you're thirsty.
I did?
You did. You're thirsty, but you don't want to drink at a dinner party because you think it'll break your I'm totally engaged in socializing look.
I'm acting?
You've been acting for 40 minutes. You've raised your glass 6 times. You've taken 4 sips. You're still acting. The way you hold it is better than the way you drink it. Because you're not acting. You're just holding a glass of water.
Day 25. She sent over a new family photo taken by herself. She sat on the left side of the sofa, I on the right. How do you know this one isn't posed?
Because when you're sitting here on your phone, the corner of your right eye isn't tense, you're relaxed.
I'm relaxed?
You're relaxed. You might accidentally be yourself.
What happens when I'm myself?
When you're self without thinking, you smile, you do that, the left corner of your mouth moves first.
Day 26. An email came from the board demanding I interact with my wife in public. They wanted a photograph with a reality show aesthetic.
Interacting?
Yeah, looking like we're together, holding hands, eye contact, smiling.
We can act.
You said acting didn't work last time. You said we shouldn't act this time.
We won't act this time. This time you walk over, you stand next to me, you do what you naturally do.
What do I naturally do?
When you look at me, you're not acting.
When you look at me, you're just looking at me.
This one works because you're looking at me. You're not acting.
Day 27. She sent the eye contact photo to the board. No reply came.
That's a good photo of you.
You look happy.
Your wife takes photos. The way you look at her, it looks real.
Noticed what? Was I real? How do you know I'm not acting when my left eye corner moves? You're still counting my eye corners? You even separated the real ones from the fake ones? And after you know? Day 28. She showed up at my front door without warning.
I made this. First edition. Only 3 copies. This one's for you.
You made this. Why?
Because one day you'll want to see it. You'll want to see where you started becoming a person.
What am I now?
You're a person now. When you sat on the balcony looking at socks, you were. When you wore my hoodie, you were. When you're standing here looking at this book, you are too.
Day 29. She brought the photo album home. I passed by her apartment building and saw the light on. She was sitting by the window, the album next to her. She was flipping through it. Through the glass, I saw her stop at the last page, that blank page. She stared at it for a long time.
The last page is still blank.
I know.
You haven't really smiled yet.
I did smile.
You smiled, but you didn't really smile. You smiled because you were looking at me. You need to smile when you're not looking at me. You need to smile for yourself.
What does that mean? Smile for yourself.
It means when you look down at your socks. You smile when you look down at your socks. That smile didn't need anyone to tell you. You saw it, you knew it, you remembered it.
That night I sat on the couch, looked down at my socks, dark blue, cotton. I smiled. Left corner of my mouth twitched first. Day 30. She showed up. She stood at my office door.
You smiled yesterday.
How do you know?
The corner of your left eye was relaxed. When you walked in today, your right eye was relaxed too. You really smiled yesterday.
I did, when I looked down at my socks.
You remembered.
I remembered.
And do you remember what you were thinking when you smiled?
I was thinking you've been shooting all this time just so I could see it myself.
Right. She turned and walked away.
Camera hanging off her shoulder. She just came to confirm that I got it. Day 31. Maya's old camera broke. She sent it in for repair. It took 2 days. For 2 days, she didn't have a camera in her hands. When she stood in the hallway, her hands were empty. You're not used to it.
Used to what?
Not holding a camera. You're not used to it.
I don't need to hold one. I have all your photos in my head. I have photos of you.
You have photos of me in your head?
You yawn in meetings, your right hand rests on the table edge. When you sneak a snack, you check right, then left. When you sleep, your breathing is balcony, your toes point left. When you wear my hoodie, you roll up the left sleeve a little. When you look down at your socks, the left side of your mouth goes first.
You remember all that?
I remember all of it. Because when you smile, then press your shutter. I see you smile. That's the photo.
Day 32. She sent a message.
You haven't fake smiled lately.
I haven't fake smiled?
No. You haven't fake smiled for 3 days. You smiled when you talked to investors. You smiled when you talked to colleagues. You smiled when you talked to me. Every time you smiled, it was real.
How do you know they were all real?
Because your right eye didn't tense up. Every time you fake smile, your right eye tense up by 0.3 of a millimeter. For the last 3 days, it hasn't tensed up at all.
You're still counting?
I'm still counting. I'll keep counting forever. Because when you smile, I don't have to guess. I just look at your right eye and I know.
And once you know?
Once I know, I can put the camera down. Because you're already smiling. You don't need me to shoot anymore.
After she sent that message, I sat in my office and stared at it for a long time. She was right. I hadn't talked to investors. Those smiles were real. I knew it myself. Day 33. The camera was fixed, but Maya didn't start shooting right away. She just hung it around her neck, never raised it. The whole day, no shutter sound.
I'm not shooting today.
Why?
Because you're smiling. You've been smiling all day. You smiled when you looked at documents this morning. You smiled during the meeting. You smiled when you took a call. You smiled while holding your coffee cup. When you walked past me, you smiled. I don't need to shoot.
Then how will you remember?
I'll sit nearby and watch. When you smile, I see it. And when I see it, I remember it.
She walked away. The camera swung against her chest. No shutter sound, just footsteps in the hallway. Mine, hers, the same pace. Day 34. A dinner party. She was in the corner, camera down. I was holding a wine glass, chatting with someone. I cracked a smile, not a fake one, because I was telling a joke. I don't fake smile when I tell jokes. After it wrapped, she came over.
You smiled 7 times tonight. All 7 were real.
7?
7. You laughed 3 times while telling jokes, twice while listening to someone else, once while drinking water, and once while standing by the window looking out.
How come I didn't know I was smiling?
Because you don't have to think about it anymore. You don't need to keep count. When you smile now, you don't even notice. But I do. I saw it.
You see it and you remember it?
I see it. When you tell a joke, your right corner goes first. When you listen, your left corner goes first. When you drink, both go at the same time. When you were by the window, you smiled. And when you smiled, you looked outside. There's a street lamp out there. You never used to look at street lamps. You used to look at your phone. Now you look at the lamp.
And you remember all that?
I remember. You've changed. And because you've changed, I remember.
A post leaks photos from Maya's old camera. He freezes, staring at the screen. His first reaction isn't panic. He smiles. Left corner first, then right.
You saw it.
I saw it.
The photos leaked.
I know.
You're not mad?
I'm not mad. You took those photos, you were really looking at me.
I don't regret it.
Neither do I. Don't handle it. Those are my wife's photos. I love them. Can you take a photo of us together?
Not acting this time.
Not acting. The photo develops. No acting, just 2 people sitting together.
You're famous now.
9 million new followers. Comments read, "He looks human."
In your old hoodie?
You're wearing my hoodie.
Yeah, I'm wearing your hoodie.
Day 37. We were sitting in the living room. The photo book was on the table, the first one.
The last page is still empty.
You haven't filled it yet.
I'm waiting for you to really smile.
I've smiled. I've smiled over 100 times.
You've smiled over 100 times, but you haven't made it to the last page. The last page needs one of those where you sit down, look at this page, and just smile. Not because something's funny, just because you're here. Just because you know you're here. You don't have to smile. You can leave it. It'll always be there. You smiled. You smiled at a blank page. You don't need to fill in anything anymore because you're already here.
The last page has something now.
It does. You smiled. I saw it.
Day 38.
I don't have to shoot anymore.
Don't have to?
You don't need me to point it out when you smile anymore. You know it yourself. You're sitting at home, you look down at your socks, you smile, and you know you're smiling. You don't need me to tell you.
So will you still shoot?
Yeah, but I won't care about the photo anymore. What I care about is, when you smile, I'm sitting next to you. I see you smile. That's all.
When I smile, you're watching.
I'm watching.
Will you always watch?
I'll always watch, because this is the best photograph.
You're not shooting today?
Not today. Today I just sit next to you and watch. When you smile, I see it. That's enough.